Oh my goodness, welcome in. What's up, Cud? Dude, how have you been, sir? You're the brawler as well. Welcome in, buddy. What's up, brother boy? I got my dog in my lap. Just his head, though. He's too big to sit all in my lap. He needs attention, but I'm gonna hang out with you guys now. Brother, lay down. Lay down. Lay down. Chill out down there, bud. Welcome in, everyone. Hydrate. I got you, Mr. Cud. That's some good agua. Guys, we're 10 days away from me being a daddy. Can you believe it? Can you actually believe it? That's like so cool and stuff. Only mildly terrified. Not really though, to be honest. I think I'll be scared once she comes out. I'm not the one that's got to pop her out, you know what I'm saying? It's my job to be chill until that happens. And then after that, I can be like, oh my goodness. No need to buy a shotgun. That's actually the plan, Cud. We're doing an induction for Halloween. Because I wanted a spooky baby. Look how spooky my car is, man. Look at my wheels. Look, I got a strip dancing ghost. That's how spooky we are over here, dude. That's the whole point. To be born upon All Hallows Eve or whatever. Which is pretty cool. Because I also have a holiday birthday. It's pretty neato. I get to share that excitement with my daughter. All my other kids, though, they're going to be like, oh my gosh, why do you care about your firstborn so much? It's like, just because she has a holiday birthday and you have a holiday birthday? I'm going to be like, well, yeah, I mean, come on. Don't you know that's how it works? If y'all had cool birthdays, I'd care about you more. What's up, Pacific Rhymes? Welcome in, bud. How old am I? Oh, I'm never telling you that. I'm 34, though. Oh, wait, I told him. Dang it. Dang it. I'm an old man. I'm an unk, as they say. I'm like two of you, almost. In age. And probably weight. Ball, come here. You did wait hella long, but I guess you lived your life more in a sense. Oh, absolutely, man. I think it's fine to wait this long to have kids. I mean, obviously for women it's a little bit different because they have biological clocks. My wife's a couple years younger than me, but her clock was still ticking down, you know? So, she'll have her first kid at a ripe old age of 32. And that's fine. That's all good. Alright, let's get a warm-up going. What's up, Navy YT? How's it going, bud? So you guess the kid would be more healthy in a sense, too? Oh, yeah. Also, like, you know, well, we're working on being financially stable, but we are financially stable. Just we could be better off, you know? We're out of college. We've established careers and traveled a good bit, you know, lived a good, fun, adventurous young person's life. And I think we're still going to continue to do that, even with kids. The goal is to keep living our best life, but with kids. We don't really want the kid to bring us down, you know what I'm saying? In the sense that we don't want to be the lame parents that are like, oh, we can't go do that because our kid needs a nap at this time, which maybe that's going to be us. I don't actually know how important that's going to be to our life because I've never been in this situation, but it feels like they're just using that as an excuse because they're just lame people, you know? It's like, sure, maybe my kid's going to be a little bit more grumpy at night when he's got to go to bed if he doesn't get his nap in, but at the same time, I can still go do cool stuff. I think it's worth it, but that's just me right now without having kids yet. So we'll cross that bridge whenever it burns, you know? Or we'll burn that bridge whenever we get there. Something like that. You subbed? Heck yeah, man. And I didn't make that... Wait, did that count? No, I was already on this one. Dang it. Was I already on this one? Maybe I was. That's how little I'm paying attention to this game. You like to ask because you like to help other streamers, Reapers? If you sub, can you shout me out? I mean, shouting you out, like, there's no real way to shout. I can say your name. That's it, man. I don't know you. There's not like a... Oh, it's like on Twitch I can do / shout out and a name. But that's the extent of it, and that's for Twitch. YouTube doesn't have that type of thing, man. So, fortunately, you're asking a tit for tat, and the tit doesn't exist, you know? You're an AP student for human bio and earth bio. The age of 20 to 30 is the prime age to have kids. Oh my gosh, I'm just past the prime age to have kids. That's so cool. What is it really? Is that true? Because it feels like our prime age to have kids is like 16, just like biologically. Like that's whenever we start, you know, getting all the hormones that are making us horny individuals. So I'd expect that would have been the prime age as far as like biology goes. Is it really 26 to 30? What would be like the reasoning for that? What are the factors that depends upon, you know? What's up, Marsh King? I mean, I get socioeconomic reasons. 26 to 30 feels like really appropriate. But biologically, it felt like it would have been half that age, you know? Just due to how like, you know, people go through puberty and stuff. Mental aspects a huge role. Well, but in like having a healthy baby or just being able to raise children, is it more about like the raising of kids, or is it more about just the health of a child once it pops out, you know? Like, what is it actually like saying? Because there's a couple of different ways you could look at it, right? 26 to 30, like I said, is like more of a socioeconomic thing. Like maturity plays a factor there, like having a good set role in society, and you know, not as many problems as whenever you're just graduating high school and stuff. That's just the way our society's set up, though. Just being able to raise the... Okay, yeah, raising the kids, yeah, I think that's fair, but I don't think that's biological, right? I think that's more social. Biologic, I don't know. It feels like, you know, when you're teenage, that's... Once you go through puberty, that feels like the most ideal biological time to have kids. But I'm not, like for least complications, probably, but I don't know. I could be wrong. How's it going, Carl's Adventure? Welcome in, bud. How's it going, Shelby's? Mom had you around when she was 29, just turned 30. Nice. That's cool. It makes sense to have kids at 18 to 24, like maximum testosterone, so stronger kids in a way. Maximum testosterone doesn't mean anything about having stronger kids, okay? Testosterone does help your like sperm production, but I highly doubt the specific sperm that impregnates the egg that the kid will grow into will like the testosterone won't affect that sperm as far as I'm aware. It just it affects the likelihood of having a kid, like conceiving, but I don't think it's actually going to make the kid any healthier, right? The one thing I will say though is that like people do generally have like more complications and like higher rate of birthing complications in children if it's like an older womb, or not womb, but like an older woman. I'm not sure where that comes into play, but I don't think it comes into play in the sperm side of it. I think it's maybe lengthened telomere or shortened telomeres in the egg DNA potentially, which is like why we die. Like our telomeres shorten, I think. It's like that's like the aging process. I don't know if that actually happens with the eggs though, since they don't replicate. I think that only happens in replication. So it's probably not that. It might be the way the body handles its hormone production and absorption in the female body. at older ages, it might be more difficult to have your body respond properly and give it the right hormones to, you know, have your body control the baby's growth. And that could maybe potentially cause some complications. That's something that I would think might be the case. But I highly doubt the sperm having more testosterone makes the sperm itself better, the individual sperm better. Just gives you a higher sperm count, probably. Which is just the likelihood of getting pregnant, not having a better baby that, you know, once it is pregnant. But that's just my uneducated guesses. I mean, I'm an engineer, not a biologist in any sense of the term. But as an engineer, I can kind of work through problems sometimes. I don't know why I'm doing this again. I'm just kind of vibing, chilling. That's fine. We're kind of... Oh, and the thing never got reset. How come our... Oh, I never went through the gate, did I? I'm just going through this without even a timer? What's the point? Alright, I guess there's no point. We'll go to hoops. I feel like you're writing whole small essays over here. I mean, that's for it. To be completely fair, the prime ages also fully depends on the choice to have them, but the brain is fully developed 25 to 30, mid early 20s are peak times for fertility in women. Okay, yeah. I think, yeah, socially, it makes sense to have kids late 20s, early 30s. You're established, you're probably desiring to have kids. You're probably going to neglect them less because you've already, you know, it was more of a conscious decision rather than accidental. All those things make sense. You're understanding what you've been told is pretty much how you described it? Oh, sick, John Ishin. I'm glad somebody told you the same thing I just said. How valid are they? Like my opinions aren't valid in the sense that I don't have any type of education there. I just have the ability to think like an engineer and kind of work through the problems a little bit. With minimal information, I can come up with something that sounds reasonable, and a lot of times it's pretty close. My wife calls it Robertisms whenever it sounds like I'm bullshitting, and then I just magically come to the right answer. I am an engineer, yeah. But really, it's, you know, it's the way I can work through problems. Oh yeah, we nailed that one. This one started rolling off the side, weirdly. Doesn't normally do that. That ball just died. It's crazy. See, the ball's rolling sideways. That doesn't, like, sometimes just the first time you get to a level, it's all messed up. I don't know what it's from. Uh-oh. Oh, it goes in? We'll take it. See, that one also is sideways. What is... Is it that I'm, like, holding my stick still? And then, like, my car is slightly turning? A doctor friend of yours, but you can't remember it was from him or someone else? Okay, cool. I'll just assume that your doctor friend is who said it to you, and that I am as smart as a doctor in that field, even though I'm not. I'm going to make that assumption. Engineering's all about making assumptions, which is pretty cool. Props to you for taking the grueling college classes. Yeah, man. I'm an aerospace engineer. I'm literally a rocket scientist. Currently looking for a job, if you know anyone. Actually, I might have an interview lining up this week, which is really cool. Doing the type of stuff that I want to work on. Which is pretty neato. You reached... It basically, if you're right, as in you won't make the kid stronger like you thought it would, but it protects it more from disorders and all. Yeah, exactly, right? Your 18 is good at physical conditioning, so it could boost immune system, long-term health, metabolism for the child. Right? Yeah. Like there's way, like, your health definitely can affect the quality of the sperm in the sense of, like, not getting these disorders and autism and stuff. You're at a higher risk for autism at later stage pregnancies, but if you don't, like, if they don't develop any of those, and it's not guaranteed, it's just a higher risk, but the risk is still low, right? Still not like 1 out of 2 kids at higher age pregnancies have those. It's just higher risk. If they don't have those issues, then the sperm is no different than, you know, being made if there's high testosterone or low testosterone. But yeah, I mean, it can help in those things can help, you know, give you the strength. The strength and immune system definitely helps. Yo, what's up, Steve? Did you just pop in here? I didn't see a welcome. I haven't seen a welcome message from you yet. Maybe my bot's slow, or maybe I missed it earlier having my little convo there. Lego Motion, hello, hello. You just popped in? Nice. Well, welcome in tonight, bucko. Pop. What's up, Mr. Sleepy? Shadow Kong, hello, hello. Oh, why am I doing this so wrong? There we go. You graduate this year and you're going to school to become a hydrologist. You have a lot of engineering ahead of you. A hydrologist? Is that for like hydroelectric engineering? A water engineer? I don't think I've ever heard the term hydrologist. I've heard of other terms similar. The demon of Roblox is back. Nice. Basically, oh, that's really cool, dude. That feels interesting. A hydrologist. I didn't know that that was a field of study. What's oceanography? Oceaneering, maybe? No. I wouldn't expect there to be a field called like maybe a field, but like not like a degree called hydrology, you know? A hydrologist degree. I would expect it to just be like a mechanical engineer or civil. Maybe it's like a combination of mechanical, civil, and civil. I don't know. Maybe like mechanical and aerospace are very similar. Aerospace deals more with fluids, which hydrologists would deal more with fluids too, right? Like turbine pumps and water flow. Aerospace is airflow, but it's very similar, other than the fact that air is compressible and water is highly incompressible. So like, yeah, there's differences there, but as far as like how the math works out, it uses a lot of the same math and principles. You try to save up at least around 8.5K to see your girlfriend in the next few years? Oh my gosh, dude, that's a lot of money. Save up for a few years. You could take a bus for much cheaper than that, Steve. But I mean, hey, having money is not a bad thing. How's stream going? Damn, Gazelle? Dude, it's good, man. We're having cool conversations about hydrology and babies stuff and how to get pregnant, which is, you know, if you don't know, there's birds and there's bees. I've never had that conversation, so I actually don't know which one's the bird and which one's the bee. Does anyone know? Has anyone in chat actually had the birds and the bees conversation with their parents? Because I never did, and I always thought that was kind of a weird way to call it. Dude, he lives in England, man. You never did what you didn't, Bearded Brawler? You didn't, Cud? You're 9? See, you shouldn't have that conversation yet, Demon of Roblox. But you also shouldn't be chatting in a live stream. I think that's against terms of service. So I could assume that you weren't 9 years old. Dude. I just accidentally went back a level. No. I went back a level. I went back 2 levels. That's kind of crazy. I was just vibing with that. That air dribble was so good, too. It was just the exact wrong direction. You know how it works? You got the 2 kids? I know it works, but, like, nobody ever gave me the conversation of the birds and the bees. So, like, which one's the bird, which one's the bee? How does that conversation go? You know? I suppose it sounds... I don't know. A swear word in Arabic? Nice. I think crud is the word you're thinking about, John Ishin, and that's English. Ah, crud. Tell you what, the first time I met Cud, his in-game name was H. Like how proper English people say the letter H. I'm also lagging right now. For some reason, I'm dropping a lot of frames, which I'm sorry about that, guys. I didn't know that was happening, but I'm glad I'm not in-game. Hopefully it'll level out. Hasn't really done this in a little bit, so... Dude, I have to do all these levels all over again! I was actually, like, really popping through these levels tonight. Dang. You just gotta burn it. You did. But I only burned you to save my butt, you know? It's like if I'm telling 9-year-olds about the birds and the bees, that sounds bad from my perspective, but if I cover my own tush with those words, you know, that's probably fine. Bees are boys because they have stingers, but the birds, I guess birds sound pretty. They got pretty songs. Stream froze. Is it still freezing? I'm definitely still dropping frames. Bees pollinate flowers, if that helps. Well, yeah, but like the pollen isn't like pollen isn't. Why isn't it called the bees and the flowers? You know, it's buffering a lot. Dang, guys. Yeah, hopefully this little lag stint will fix itself. If not, then I can go for a router reset. But that means I have to stop stream for like 5-10 minutes, which is less ideal than just hoping that it goes away. Sometimes you just don't think about your problems; they go away. You know. So everyone stop thinking about the buffering and the lag, all right? Bees carrying pollen from one flower to another is the parallel for the male role in fertilization. Oh, that's not strong enough. Birds laying eggs is the parallel for the female role of ovulation. Wow, that makes so much sense. I feel like I could have came to that conclusion on my own had I actually thought about it enough. As thanks for the lesson, dude. Thanks for telling me about the birds and the bees. That's very useful at this stage of my life. Lagging time to time. Oh man. Yeah, the internet's actually pretty bad right now. It's dipping real low in the bit rate. Definitely going to be locking up. So I think once I get done with this little this last level here, I can switch over to reset the internet, but I will be off for about 10 minutes. And then I'll turn her back on and we'll get going again, you know? I think that's in. Bang! There we go. I could have done that so much sooner if I didn't go back like 4 levels. Keeps freezing and lagging every time? Alright, cool. We're gonna restart the router, which means I have to stop the stream. But we'll be back in like 5 minutes, maybe. It takes a few minutes to reset and then like get things set up again. But we'll be back in a few minutes if y'all just swipe away and come back. You know, maybe hit the bell icon if you haven't subscribed. Hit the bell icon so you'll get a noti whenever we go back live again. But yeah, I'll be back in a little bit, guys. Just give me some time to try to fix this issue. If my internet's too bad and I'm like speed testing it for 10 minutes and it's just really bad, I won't go live. So if in like 10 minutes I'm not here, then I probably won't for tonight. But we'll try it out. We'll see you in a bit.